Bonnie got there first. It took me longer.
There's a lot of things I'm starting to see about the organization. It's just not right. I'm cautious talking with you about it because I know you do believe in Keith's good intent, and I have for many years as well. But I'm starting to listen to my gut.
Come on, dude. Come on. You don't have anything to worry about with me, but I'm just telling you right now, you have bad data going on here. It just doesn't make sense.
I know we see it differently, but there's coercion and there's guilt and there's all these forces that you can use on an unsuspecting person.
My boo, I'm sure there's a misunderstanding because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Questioning him felt like I'd questioned everything about myself. And I wanted her just to stop. Like, can we stop? Can we not talk about this right now? Can we talk about it some other time? And she was insistent.
He begged me to not keep pushing him and to let him have his own process with it. But he was still talking to Keith. Like all the work, all the progress that I was trying to make with him would then be like flushed down the toilet.
Marcos.
Hi, Marquitos.
Hey.
I wish I could talk to you about certain things. And I know you feel the same way.
No, and I understand why at times you can't. I want to help you, and I believe I can. I mean, to be honest, I wish there was a time now that you were here for like 3 months straight, and that we spoke an hour every day, and you brought to me all of your impressions of the day, and I gave you what I can.
You know what Bonnie said to me, like, what will it take? I said, data.
Hi, Mark.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. So Bonnie told me you had some things that you wanted to share, or maybe she wants you to share.
Kind of both. Okay, so she texts me and is like, hey, I'm coming in, do you want to meet? And I'm like, okay. Then she says, well, I'm actually here to propose something to you. And in that moment, her whole vibe changed. She got really dark and down, and she wouldn't look at my eyes anymore. It started to become like almost an interrogation-like meeting. It was like, what are you doing? What kind of woman do you want to be? She said, well, she's been a part of this group, and it's only women, and it's secret and nobody can ever know. That's fucking creepy. And then I asked, did Keith build this? I was very upfront, and she's like, nope. I just have to say also, Mark, she's changed. She's different, like something's off. She lost a lot of weight. She looks very tired. She left her phone out. I saw that she was texting, I love you, my master.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? There's something wrong. Keith is amazing, but something is fucked up.
There's a group of women that have signed a vow. They've given things as collateral. They're under strict orders about how much they can eat, and they're trying to recruit other women to do this. That's fucked up shit.
Jesus.
But if people are part of a group where they're coerced by fear, then we're talking about a whole different level of shit. My concern is that these girls are displaying all the things in high control, mind control situations. And I will tell you that when I first began to understand this, I thought my head was going to explode and I had fucking panic attacks. So what about the mission? What about all the goodness that I've been working towards? I would have fucking died for this guy. Over 3 days, I had 2 moments that I wanted to kill myself. And I thought to myself, something really bad is going on. What the fuck is happening?
It was very hard because you're going up against the leader. And in this case, a leader who had spent 12 years working his way into my psyche.
I call them damaged goods. The people who were passionate about working with people, doing something for the world, and then to find out there's fraud.
You feel like you're going crazy. Every single thing that I was suspecting him of, I kept on explaining it away like maybe there's a good reason. That day I allowed myself to like question what if there's not.
Hello?
So I haven't called you for like about a week, and I've been trying to process some things that, I don't know, I think I find a bit disturbing.
Okay.
I was talking to you about a group of women, and you seemed surprised.
Uh-huh.
I'm
I'm
concerned
trying
that
to figure out the best.
treading into a secret society that I may trip the tripwire. To be honest, Keith, I feel like you're still blocking some of what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, tell me what I'm blocking.
I think you are related to this thing.
He's lying to me. 12 years of spending time with him, thinking that every single thing that comes out of his mouth is honest. It was like there was a crack in the dam. You collapse in a puddle of horror and shock. That's waking up. It's a very, very deep and disturbing dark night of the soul. The realization that you have been going in the opposite direction of what you thought you were going, that what you thought was good is actually bad, that whole turning upside down of your world and your psyche and your worldview is an absolutely shattering experience. And one that I don't envy anybody having been through it myself, because it does staggering things to your psyche. You feel literally like you're going insane and you have no solid ground to stand on at all. Because everything you thought was true was a lie. And what happens is in that moment, on a very, very deep visceral level, the foundation that you thought was extremely solid is like quicksand, and it's moving and it's doing all kinds of bizarre things. You know, I once had a dream that really illustrates what it's like. I arrived on set and it was a strange set because it was an alien landscape and there were, I think, 3 suns in the sky. It wasn't Tatooine, by the way. There were 3 suns in the sky. And I couldn't recognize any of the star constellations. And I pulled out my light meter to sort of think, okay, well, so let me just measure, I guess, how do I measure each sun separately? Should I measure them together? And I looked at my light meter and it was alien and none of it made sense. And I thought to myself, what the fuck am I going to do? Like we have to start shooting right now. And it was all in some gibberish alien language. And I felt so deeply unsettled. And I woke up like, gasping and freaking out. But that moment of not understanding what any of the stuff on the light meter said, and the feeling of like, there's, hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, blah, blah, blah. It was terrifying. Now, multiply that experience by, thousands and thousands and thousands, your entire version of reality gets uprooted. And your entire version of yourself, because you've seen yourself as a certain kind of person, who believes in certain things. And then you realize all the things you believed in, you thought you were doing or you were part of. And then you realize that's not true. And you have nothing to hold on to. You can't hold on to yourself. You can't hold on to your friends, certainly, who are loyal. And you can't hold on to the leader in any way because you realize that's the opposite of what I want. But you've been so conditioned for so long that you don't have your original authentic personality available in that moment. And so you're fucking adrift, in a fucking desert. But the desert makes no sense because it's not made of sand, and feels like the sand's on the roof and the sky's on the floor. It's a very fucked up experience.
And he said to me, "My eyes are open, and I want you to know that I am loyal to you above them." And for the first time, he started asking me questions about what I thought.
Dear Keith, Nancy, and members of the executive board, I'm resigning from ESP.
Hi. Hi. Hi, puppy. Oh, you're so are you cold? Come in here.
Oh, no, I'm all right. I actually kind of like it. Hi.
Hi. Hey.
How's it going?
Something I never thought I'd see standing in my doorway.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you?
Tony, thank you so much for opening up your house to us.
Oh, and listen, thank you so much for opening your eyes. Like, that's just...
Took a while.
Hey, I don't care when anyone wakes up, how they wake up, as long as they wake up.
I'm looking for the letter that I sent to Mark in 2010. It was in response to a TED Talk that Mark did.
My name is Mark Vicente. I'm a filmmaker from the apartheid-era South Africa. I have as my mentor an American scientist and philosopher by the name of Keith Raniere. He asked me a question, and the question he asked me was, what is bravery? What is it?
Nobody.
It says, Mark, I think it's very important that you temper how much of your good deeds you attribute to Keith Raniere. By attributing your goodness to Raniere, you give him credit. And worse yet, credibility, where none is due. Just look at how he cons people into believing that they are doing good deeds when, in fact, all they're doing is helping to make his sordid lifestyle possible. If only you and others would be brave enough to truly look at his past and his present, and objectively, you would see that you've been conned. Keith destroys people's lives and will continue to do so until people like yourself are brave enough to really look at what he does. And if you choose not to, then you must ask yourself why. You did, though. You did wake up.
Finally.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter.
7 years later.
It doesn't matter, Mark. It's that you woke up.
Yeah, I wish I got it.
You weren't ready.
I wasn't ready. The greatest thing that could have happened is I got to face off this monster and see that I have any more, like, was there anything holding me back from saying the truth? And I found in the end there was nothing holding me back. I could face him, but I'm free from him. You know, he's not in my soul anymore. He's not in my head anymore.